I'm making plays. I'm making hits.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to Who Threw the Curve, and this is a Robert rant. And today I'm going to be ranting on ending all your toxic relationships, a guide to becoming happily alone. Or maybe not. Relationships, the proverbial double-edged sword that either makes us gush like infatuated teens or rant like disillusioned philosophers. Most of us are aware of the social contract that stipulates when we should cultivate and maintain relationships like a gardener tending to exotic, often temperamental plants. However, what happens when that beautiful rose you've been watering turns out to be poison ivy? Or worse, a Venus flytrap. So, step one, recognize you're in a toxic relationship. The first step to breaking free is recognize you are indeed in a toxic relationship. Now, the word toxic has been thrown around so much that it's almost like it's venom. But let's define toxic relationship as one that makes you feel drained, unappreciated, and generally miserable more often than not. If you've been in a relationship long enough, your judgment can get as clouded as the coffee you left overnight. Your ability to distinguish toxic from normal becomes as clear as mud. If you're reading relationship self-help articles at 2 a.m., it's either it's a crisis that exists, or no, it's definitely a crisis. Congratulations. You've identified the problem. So, step two, conduct a happiness audit. Now, pull out your imaginary spreadsheets because it's time for a happiness audit. List the positive and negatives, the pros and cons, the oh yes, he did versus the oh no, he didn't. If the negative column is long as a CVS receipt, then Houston, we have a problem. Step three, have the talk or don't. The awkward, uncomfortable, but very necessary confrontation, or as I like to call it, breaking the bad news. Now you have two options. Rip the Band-Aid off quickly or slowly peel it back. If you opt for a conversation, make sure to keep a mental script. Otherwise, you might end up discussing the weather, the latest episode of some Netflix series, or the neighbor's weird obsession with the wind chimes instead of addressing the giant radioactive elephant in the room. But hey, if confrontation makes you queasy, consider penning a goodbye letter or penning. Just make sure it doesn't read like a dramatic. But hey, if confrontation makes you queasy, consider penning a goodbye letter. Just make sure it doesn't read like a dramatic monologue from a Shakespearean tragedy. You're ending a relationship, not staging Romeo and Juliet. Step four, execute your exit plan. Pack your emotional bags, delete or mute their number, and those cute texts you've been keeping for your sentimental reasons. Unfollow them on social media because you don't need to know what they had for lunch. And walk away. Go ahead. Put one foot in front of the other. Yes, that's called walking. You're doing great. Step five, revel in your newfound freedom. Now that you're free from the toxic ties that bound you, take some time to enjoy newfound liberty. Order that extra large pizza all for yourself. Go wild and get double cheese. Binge watch a show without someone judging your taste in television. Take up underwater basket weaving if that's what tickles your fancy. Now, my final thoughts. Ending a toxic relationship is like pulling out a splinter. It's going to hurt, but once it's gone, you'll wonder why you didn't do it sooner. So summon your inner Gandalf and bellow, you shall not pass at toxic relationships that are trying to invade your emotional fortress. Now go forth, noble warrior, and protect thy sanity. Trust me, your Netflix account will thank you later. With that said, thanks.
I'm making plays. I'm making hits. I'm making hits. I'm making plays. I'm making plays. I never miss. I never miss. Haters gon' hate. Yeah, they gon' hate. But look at the clips. Just look at the clips. At the end of the day, I was made for this shit, dog. I was made for this shit. Nothing but green grass in my view. Hit 'em